All right, all right, all right, all right, all right, all right, all right. What's up, everybody? All my people in Manhattan, the Bronx, Queens, or the Staten Island, my homeboro Brooklyn. Back out with another video, and today marks the 30th anniversary of 3 6 Mafia's debut album, Mystic Styles. Okay, one of my favorite rap albums of all time. I am a fan of the subgenre of hip hop known as horrorcore. And if you are and you never listen to Mystic Styles, you're missing out because it's perhaps the greatest horrorcore album in the history of that subgenre of hip hop. Okay, let me get a little backdrop. DJ Paul and Lord Infamous were stepbrothers living on the south side of Memphis, Tennessee. In the early 1990s, as teenagers, they decided they were going to be rappers. They formed a duo known as the Serial Killers, and they released their first mixtape, The Portrait of a Serial Killer, which, if you never listened to it, it's on YouTube. Highly recommend. If you're into horrorcore, you'll love it. Of course, some of the songs contain samples from the movie Halloween. So if you like that movie, you'll like that, like this. They began, and they continued releasing mixtapes. DJ Paul Volume 11, Lord Infamous solo tape. Meanwhile, on the north side of Memphis, another DJ slash rapper, Juicy J, was releasing his own mixtapes. Juicy J Volume 6, Juicy J Volume 7. Juicy J and DJ Paul came across each other, and with Lord Infamous, they formed a trio known as the Backyard Posse. And they began releasing mixtapes together. DJ Paul and Juicy J Volume 1, The Beginning, Volume 2, The Exorcist, and Volume 3, Spring Mix. Throughout the years, they found other rappers across the city of Memphis, Tennessee. Juicy J's older brother, Project Pat. On the south side of town, DJ Paul found Gangsta Boo, Crunchy Black, Koop Sanika. They found other cats such as MC Mac and Scam Man, K-Rock, Lil Jen, Player Fly, Nigga Creep. And in 1994, DJ Paul and Juicy J, along with Nick Scarfo Jackson, found the label Profit Entertainment. And they formed the group 666 Mafia, which contained DJ Paul, Juicy J, Lord Infamous, Koop Sanika, Gangsta Boo, and Crunchy Black were the official members. And they released their first project under the label Profit Entertainment, Smoked Out, Loked Out, which was a mixtape. But now it's time for an album. They got to work, they got hustling and grinding, and they released their debut album, Mystic Styles, which is, again, one of the greatest albums in the history of the horrorcore subgenre, probably the greatest horrorcore album of all time, and one of 3 6 Mafia's best albums. The album has songs like Break the Law, In the Game, Now I'm High Part 3, Sweet Robbery, Back Against the Wall, Fucking With This Clique, Gotta Touch 'Em, Tear the Club Up, and the Mystic Styles title track. You know, if you're into horrorcore, if you're into Memphis rap, you're going to love this album. Absolute banger. And the album also contained the song Live By Your Rep, which is a diss track to Bone Thugs and Harmony. You know, Bone Thugs and Harmony made some comments in a magazine. They called Memphis a bunk-ass town. And 3 6 Mafia, of course, got offended by that. And a lot of other Memphis rappers got offended by that. Tyrant the Third, he made a diss track called Thuggish Ruggish Busters, which is, of course, a play on Thuggish Ruggish Bone. And 3 6 Mafia was already pissed at Bone because they accused Bone of stealing their style. You know, that horror, you know, fast-paced rapping over slow macabre beats, that kind of style, that horrorcore style. 3 6 was doing that. They thought Bone ripped them off, and they began dissing them. They even made an EP, Live By Your Rap, which contained other diss tracks aimed at Bone Thugs and Harmony, like Slippin' by Koop Sanika. Exposure, recognition, and legacy. Regarded as one of the essential Southern hip-hop albums, Mystic Styles has been described as the defining example of horrorcore. I agree. The album led the way for a whole subset of Memphis rap and influenced other artists for decades to come. You remember in the early 2010s in underground hip-hop, there was a group known as the Raider Clan, led by Space Ghost Perp, who were obviously influenced by 3 6 Mafia. Space Ghost Perp even got to work with, well, the Mafia 6, you know, Lord Infamous, Crunchy Black, Gangsta Boo, Koopsta, and DJ Paul. Basically 3 6 Mafia without Juicy J. That whole funk subgenre of hip-hop that's popular in the underground scene, it was directly inspired by 1990s Memphis rap. Anyway, despite not getting popularity instead of being an underground album, Mystic Styles has been praised by critics. It was put at number 74 on Confidence list of the 90 best rap albums of the 90s. Mystic Styles is cited as one of the forerunners of crunk and trap. I agree. You know, what we call crunk and trap music comes from Memphis and Texas. You know, UGK's first album, Too Hard to Swallow, if you listen to it, that's trap music. Another legendary Memphis rap group, 8 Ball and MJG, their first album, that's trap music. That's trap music without the name. The 3 6 Mafia, their songs like Break the Law and Tear the Club Up, Hit a Motherfucker, that's crunk music without the name. The Atlanta rappers, they just coined the terms, but they didn't invent the style of hip hop. We're saying that's not a diss. I did videos on this a long time ago. It's not a diss at Atlanta. It's just the truth. T.I.'s on record calling himself a UGK alumni. T.I.'s one of the guys who they credit as inventing trap music. Gucci Mane's another guy they give the credit to. Gucci Mane saying that he was influenced by the Memphis rappers, Project Pat, 8 Ball and MJG, Kingpin, Skinny Pimp. So that should tell you the guys who quote unquote invented trap music, who they were influenced by, so who truly invented trap music or crunk music. Lil Jon was also influenced by 3 6 Mafia. So that should tell you where crunk and trap come from. Again, it's not a diss, it's just what I know. The group's debut into exposure had a rocky beginning, mostly because local Memphis radio at first refused to play 3 6 Mafia's music. Yeah, man, because it's dark, demonic. They made references to the occult and 666 and the devil and all that shit. Like, that's just not going to be appealing to the mainstream, the average listener, the casual listener. However, when the staff heard the summer, they eventually decided to play it, making the group's first radio aired song. Yeah, even though the album didn't make 3 6 Mafia big time hip hop superstars like, say, Mobb Deep or Wu-Tang Clan or Nas or Biggie or Pac, whoever else was popping at the time, it did make them legends in Memphis, Tennessee, in the underground hip hop scene. And they kept grinding. They released other classic albums like Chapter 1, The End, Chapter 2, World Domination. DJ Paul, Juicy J, and Lord Infamous formed a little group, Ted a Club of Thugs, and Really Crazy in the Last Days. What made them probably made them first big time hip hop superstars was when the Smoke Clear 6661 was released in 2000. That had Sippin' on Scissor, Bonnet, and Weak Ass Bitch and other classic tracks. But they became big time superstars in 2005. When they released songs like Safe Fly and Poppin' My Collar, Side to Side, and of course It's Harder Here for a Pimp, which they won the Oscar for. But by that point, Lord Infamous, Gangsta Boo, and Crunchy Black had left the group. Or not Crunchy Black, Kusanika had left the group. It was just DJ Paul, Juicy J, and Crunchy Black. No shame they didn't get to stick around to see the group's big time success, but hey, it is what it is. So tell me, is this your favorite 3 6 Mafia album? Do you think they get their credit, the proper credit? I think 3 6 Mafia is one of the most underrated groups of all time, and they're in my top 10 rap groups of all time, and they're arguably the most influential group of all time. DJ Paul and Juicy J are top 10 greatest producers of all time to me. Just to me, but where do you have them? Are they the greatest producers of all time? Are they top 5? Is 3 6 Mafia greatest group of all time? Top 5, top 10? Let me know, guys, in the comments down below. Don't forget to click like and subscribe for Young Brother Grow on YouTube. I'm going to see you all.